Madam Chair, good afternoon. Ang notice of disallowance po ay, ang ibig sabihin niya, hindi pwede yung expenditure kasi either irregular, unnecessary, excessive, extravagant, or unconscionable. Pero hindi po nangangahulugan na pagka may notice of disallowance ay yun na yung final kasi meron pa pong appeal process sa commission. Hanggang hindi po na-resolve ng commission proper yan, doon po masasabi talaga na yung ground ng notice of disallowance ay tama. Pero meron pa rin pong karapatan ng persons liable na mag-apila sa Supreme Court po. Ang final determination po doon sa notice of disallowance sa Supreme Court.
So, ibig sabihin po nito, kung may notice of disallowance po, ay ibig sabihin hindi tama yung paggastos ng pondo. Ganun po ba yun?
Yun po yung naging evaluation ng auditor na nag-audit po ng transaction.
Salamat po. That's all, Madam Chair. Thank you very much.
Salamat. Next to interpolate from the minority, we have the Honorable Arlene Brosas.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, first of all, Madam Chair, I would like to ask that it be stricken from the record yung talks about issues related to the case of Congresswoman Franz Castro because it is not related in the budget hearing. Madam Chair.
Honorable Brosas, could you please introduce the appropriate motion?
Yes, Madam Chair. I move that it be stricken off the record the issues pertaining or related to the case of Honorable Franz Castro, which was said by the resource person. Madam Chair.
Okay. Is there an objection? Hearing none, the same is approved.
Objection, Madam Chair.
What is the objection?
Objection is it is a fact that there was a conviction. Period, Madam Chair.
And
Yes, Madam Chair, I believe it is not related to the briefing and it is being appealed right now. So, Madam Chair, wala po tayo sa disposisyon para pag-usapan yun dito. And Madam Chair, ang hinihiling ko lang ay tanggalin yun sa record, Madam Chair. And it is very, I think it is reasonable to ask that of the committee, Madam Chair.
right, given that there is an objection, we divide house. Before we divide house, the Honorable Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo.
Madam Chair, before on my part, before I can decide on whether I will agree or join the objection, I've not heard of this case before. Can we know a little bit more about this case?
Madam Chair.
Yeah. Alvarez, I believe that this is not the proper forum to discuss the case. So, but
The House overdue.
so, with all due respect, Madam
Madam Chair,
Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, yes.
I just want to make
before
a
we
motion,
divide-
Madam Chair.
We need to rule on
Just a
the
line, just a minute. Just in line with the Office of the Vice President, talking about the case of Franz Castro and our Honorable Aaron Rosas, once that all the records about the utterances be deleted from this hearing. I also move, Madam Chair, that yung utterances ni Franz Castro na illegal yung disbursement, hindi siya dapat ang magpaliwanag ng illegal. So I want to have that taken off the record. Thank you.
Madam Chair, can I explain why I voted in the negative?
okay,
Just an
let's-
explanation, Madam Chair. You know, Madam Chair, I have been in the Congress, this Congress for a long time.
excuse me,
Let me explain, Madam Chair.
Kung
This is very relevant, Madam Chair, very relevant. Very relevant. Just give me a few minutes. You know, I have been in this Congress for a long time. Even in the plenary, even in the committee hearing, kapag sinabi mo, be stricken off the record, nandyan pa rin yung words. Ilagyan lang ng underline, parang i-cross. Di ba? So, nababasa pa rin yun. And, kaya nga, sabi ko, i-strike mo from the record or not, nandyan pa rin yung words, hindi yun mawala. I-cross lang yan. Maraming matatagal na dito sa Kongreso. Look at the records. It says, for example, what you say, Claudio Bautista is handsome, and you want to say, you want to strike that from the record, i-cross lang yan. And it's still there. Yun, Madam Chair.
Yes, thank you. That is duly noted. And as we vote, you can take note of the observation of the Honorable Sid Ungab. So, those in favor of the motion, please raise your hands. To strike out the utterances in relation to the case.
Madam Chair, clarificatory.
Yes, Honorable
Just
Belen.
to be clarified, there was a prior motion to strike off the records utterances in relation to the alleged case of the Honorable Franz Castro. There was another motion, I believe, to also strike off the record the.
No. We do it
Yeah, so
sequentially first.
can we request the chair to reiterate?
Yes.
please, the
Okay. So
motion?
there is a motion introduced by Arlene Brosas. Could you please repeat?
Madam Chair, may I move the issues and the words pertaining to the specifically to the case of Honorable Franz Castro be stricken off the record. It was made, or the utterances were made specifically by the Vice President, Madam Chair.
So those in favor of the motion, again, to delete, raise your hand. And the committee secretary, kindly take note of the votes. Those who are not in favor of the motion, this time, please raise your hands. Okay, so the vote. Okay, those in favor, 46. Those not in favor, 2. So the motion is carried. Sorry, those not in favor, 3. So with that, the motion is carried.
Madam Chair, there was
Now,
there was a motion, additional motion.
And there is a second motion introduced by the Honorable Jose Alvarez. Could you kindly read the
The
motion?
other motion, Madam Chair, is to strike off the records the utterances of our Honorable Franz Castro about the illegality of the way that the ACOA reported the NDA, and as far as she is concerned, she is not the final judge on whether that notice of allowance already final or not. Thank you.
Madam Chair, may I explain?
Yes, Honorable Franz
So,
Castro.
yung sinabi ko po, Madam Chair, kanina, on the comment on the notice of the disallowance worth 73.287 million, sinabi ko po, ito po ay illegal in accordance with the joint circular. Tama naman po, no? Kasi hindi to tumutugma doon sa mga letters according to the joint circular. So, yun po yung tinutukoy ko, Madam Chair. Hindi ko naman sinasabing, wala naman po akong binanggit na final na ito. No? Sinabi lang
Madam
natin na hindi ito in accordance with the joint circular, Madam Chair. Thank you po.
And to Honorable Alvarez, is that the statement that you wish to be stricken off the record?
Yeah, with the ones that she said that is illegal, because the notice of disallowance, the office of any government office has the right to appeal the decision of the COA, and before the exit conference on the appeal could be formulated, there is nobody guilty of any offense. Your
I second the motion, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, was it objected to, the motion of Representative Alvarez? Kasi we can only go proceed with the voting if there's...
Is there any objection? Is there any objection to the motion of the Honorable Alvarez?
Yes, I'd like to explain my objection.
Yes,
Madam
please,
Chair.
the Honorable,
I think nasa ano na po yun, nasa task ng ating committee secretariat to accurately quote and put kung ano talaga ang
let's just-
nasabi ng ating colleague. So yun na po ang magiging batayan, and it's up to the members of the House and the public to appreciate kung ano yung mga nasabi. But I believe that the topic is really connected to our discussion right now, which is how the OVP used its budget and how it will use its future budget, Madam
Yes.
Chair.
1 minute suspension while we produce a transcript so I can read the exact statement. Right, 1 minute suspension. And I quote, so dahil may notice of disallowance, ang ibig sabihin, Madam Chair, illegal ito at not in accordance with a joint circular with the COA, DBM, and the related agencies. So yun po ang nasabi na statement na kung saan may word na illegal. So the Honorable Alvarez, what is your pleasure?
I still insist on removing the utterances dahil papainit lang yan sa ating mga resource person, Madam Chair, including yung pusit. Tanggalin mo na yan dyan para walang mag-init dito, para tuloy-tuloy na yung discussion natin. Thank you.
Okay, so those in favor of the motion to strike of the word illegal and pusit, raise your hand. Comsec. $11. And those not in favor, raise your hand. So those in favor, 13, those not in favor, 15. So the motion is overruled. So,
Madam Chair,
yes,
I also would like to make a motion that we strike on the record the statement of the Vice President. Nung sinabi niya, marami kayo dito, ako nag-iisa lang. I therefore move that the statement be stricken out the record. I so move, Madam Chair.
is there any objection?
Madam Chair, this is not an objection. We are outnumbered. However, may I make this statement that kahit itatanggal yan, you can look back at the records, makikita pa rin kasi as I have said earlier, whatever sentence or sentences paragraph nandun, ilalagyan lang yan, i-cross out. Mababasa pa rin yan ng future generations.
Yes, thank you, the Honorable Unga, for reiterating a point that you made earlier. So please, everyone, please remember, it's a very important point.
Madam Chair.
Anyway, yes, the Honorable.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair. I stepped out to go to the restroom earlier, and there was a voting already being counted by the COMSEC, and the motion was to strike out, if I may recall it earlier, when Congressman Manong Pete Alvarez moved that the words illegal and the pusit should be striked out from the record. Madam Chair, I am the sponsor of the proposed budget for the OVP, and personally, I do not. I'm really sad saddened by the way this committee deliberation is developing and progressing. There have been so many words that are not supposed to be said in this committee deliberation. I hope for decorum, proper decorum. I hope for respect. We don't need to like each other, but we have to maintain respect between one another. So my vote is because I want a clean record where no words that would violate the decorum of this committee proceedings. I move that I vote for the striking out of the words pusit and the word illegal from the record, Mr. Chair. And let it be counted on the record, Madam Chair. So for the final tally, Madam Chair, I request the COMSEC to please update the counting.
Thank you. And the final count is, I believe, 15 not in favor and 14, oh, sorry. Yes. Oh, 15 not in favor and 14 in favor. So the motion is overruled. But thank you very much, the Honorable Adyong, for reminding us on how we should all behave. It goes for all members as well as our guests today. Amen, sir. We've heard you loud and clear. So salamat. Our next...
A motion, Madam Chair.
Oh, yes, sorry. Is there any objection to the motion introduced by the Honorable Benyabante? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
I would like also to manifest that I voted to strike the statements of my dear colleagues on the Vice President. I'd like you to know that.
Right. Thank you. So the next to interpolate is from the minority. We have the Honorable Arlene Brosas.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I have very simple questions, Madam Chair. I hope the VP can answer this. Can the old VP confirm that it requested and was granted the amount of 125 million for the confidential expenses for 2022, despite having no provision for a line item on confidential funds, Madam Chair?
Madam Vice President.
Madam Chair, that is the subject of Supreme Court cases.
Arlene?
Madam Chair.
Please proceed, yes.
Yes, Madam Chair, ang tanong ko lang po ay simple, no? Kung may provision, kung may line item o wala. So, Madam Chair, kung hindi po sinasagot, I will go on to my next question,
please
Madam
proceed.
Chair. Maaari rin bang kumpirmahin ng OVP na ang 125 million confidential funds na nirequest nito noong 2022 ay ginamit lamang mula December 21 hanggang December 31, 2022, Madam Chair?
Madam Vice President.
Madam Chair, that is a subject of Supreme Court cases.
Yes. Madam Chair, obviously, ayaw tayong sagutin, Madam Chair, kasi, Madam Chair, pera ng taong bayan ito, Madam Chair, no? Yun po yung nakalagay dito. At karapatan na malaman ito ng bawat isa sa atin, Madam Chair, it is a matter of public interest. At humihingi po tayo ng transparency and accountability kaugnay dito, Madam Chair. So, Madam Chair, kung hindi po sasagutin yung 2 questions ko, baka naman yung 3rd, Madam Chair, masagot. Ayon sa ipinasang accomplishment report, utilization of confidential and intelligence funds ng OVP, ginamit ang 125 million para sa safe implementation of OVP initiatives and confidence building. Ano itong safe implementation of OVP initiatives and confidence building? Ano po yung programa sa ilalim nito, Madam Chair?
Madam Vice President.
Madam Chair, the first 2 questions are exactly the questions that were submitted to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the correct venue to answer those questions because there are pending cases there already. Sa pangatlong tanong niya, that is, our answer, nakalagay doon sa aking opening statement, we cooperate with all the audit actions of the Commission on Audit. So, lahat yan sinasagot namin sa tamang venue. Kinestyon kami sa Supreme Court, sumagot kami sa Supreme Court. Kinestyon kami sa COA, sumagot kami sa COA.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. No, precisely. Kaya ko po tinatanong to, Madam Chair. If you remember, we requested, actually hindi nga kami nag-request eh. Nag-request kami na isabina doon sa stake room yung audit report because we would like to be appraised doon sa nilalaman, Madam Chair. Kaya po tayo nagtanong. And since the VP is saying na merong Supreme Court, may we have a copy, Madam Chair, of the Supreme Court, no, na kanilang kaso, Madam Chair. Pwede ba yun i-disclose sa atin, Madam Chair? Please, do you have a copy of that, Madam Chair?
Of course not. I am not the Supreme Court. They should request doon sa Supreme Court.
The Honorable Eileen Brosas, proceed please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Obviously, ayaw tayo sagutin, no? Kaugnay sa ating mga hiling at sa ating mga katanungan, Madam Chair. Dapat po masagot tayo, no? Very specific kung ano yung ginawa, no? Sa pera ng taong bayan. Kasi pera ng taong bayan to eh, Madam Chair. Kasi Madam Chair, sa accomplishment report na ipinasa ng OVP sa loob lamang ng December 21 to 31, 2022, gumastos ang OVP ng first, 14 million para sa purchase of information, 10 million para sa payment ng reward, 16 million para sa rental of incidental expenses para sa maintenance ng safe houses, 35 million para sa purchase ng supplies, 40 million para sa medical and food aid, 10 million para sa incentives o traveling relative to the confidential operations. So, Madam Chair, sa Joint Circular Number 2015-01 ng COA, DBM, DILG, GCG, DND na naglalaman ng guidelines on the entitlement, release, use, reporting, and audit of confidential or intelligence funds, hindi kasama sa paggagamitan ng confidential funds ang medical at food aid. Kaya saan ginamit ng OVP ang 40 million para sa medical and food aid? Ito ay pinakamalaking confidential funds budget na nilaan ng OVP. Kaya po dapat sagutin tayo, no, ng OVP kaugnay dito, Madam Chair.
Madam Vice President.
Yes, Madam Chair. In my opening statement, we said on the issue of confidential funds, we have received audit actions regarding the confidential funds of the OVP. We have submitted our responses and we assure our full cooperation with the ongoing audit.
Please proceed, Honorable Brosas.
I am reiterating, Madam Chair, na ayon sa 4.0 General Guidelines number 48, the CF or the confidential fund shall be used only for the following: purchase of information necessary for the formulation and implementation of program activities and projects relevant to the national security and peace and order. So, Madam Chair, ito po yung nilalabag nun, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, rental of transport vehicles, rentals and incidental expenses, purchase of rental or supplies, 4.85, payment of rewards, uncover, prevent illegal activities, 4.87, others na authorized ng GAA, Madam Chair. So yun lang ang pinapayagan at wala po doon ang medical and food aid, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, sa next question ko po, sa date ng liquidation report, date na lang to date na lang ng liquidation report ng OVP, Madam Chair. Para sa period ng December 21 to 31, 2022, sinubmit ito noong January 10, 2023, but the certification date was January 10, 2022 at ninotarize ito ng January 16, 2023. Maaari po bang ipaliwanag ito ng OVP, Madam Chair?
do you mean January 10, 2023?
Yeah, January 10, notarize ng January 16, 2023.
Yes.
Yeah.
Madam Vice President.
Madam Chair, I will forgo the opportunity to defend the OVP 2025 budget proposal by question and answer. I will leave it to the House of Representatives to decide on the 2025 budget.
Honorable Brosas, you may proceed.
Madam Chair, ayaw tayo sagutin, Madam Chair. Hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit tayo ayaw sagutin. Napakasimple po ng mga tanong natin. It is about dates. It is about confirming yung mga dates, Madam Chair. So ayaw tayo sagutin at sa harap no ng publiko. Ang publiko po ay may karapatang malaman ito. Kaya po tayo nagka-question kaugnay dito, Madam Chair. This is about transparency and accountability, and it doesn't exempt the office of the Vice President. No, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Madam Vice President.
She may not like my answer. She may not like how I answer. She may not like the content of my answer. But I am answering. I do not have to answer to her. If I want to answer to the people,
Yes, we note that, Madam Vice President.
If I want
You
to
may
answer to the people,
You may proceed, Honorable Brosas.
yes, Madam Chair,
Madam
we
Chair,
are
kailangan
already
pong
cooperating with the
At
Supreme
tama,
Court
Madam Chair,
cases.
ang
and the
dokumentong
Commission on
ipinapasa sa
Audit.
opisyal ng gobyerno, Madam Chair. I believe yun po ang kailangan natin gawin. Ano? Sa isang simpleng mamamayan, kapag
Madam
nagkamali ka ng kahit isa, sa board na sasagutin,
Please wait
Madam
to be
Chair,
acknowledged. Yes, Honorable Brosas, please
yes,
proceed.
nagpapasa tayo
Diba,
ng application. Kailangan tama ang nakalagay,
Kung hindi
Madam
na naman
Chair.
gusto kung paano
Ipapaulit
sumagot
sa'yo
at
kapag nagkamali,
sumasagot
ganyan din ang
ako.
Please wait to be acknowledged,
Diba?
Madam Vice President. Isa-isa lang
Hindi
po tayo,
naman
tayo
pwedeng sabihin nyo na
magkakaintindihan.
hindi ako sumasagot dahil hindi niya gusto yung sagot ko.
Yes, isa-isa lang po tayo magsasalita. So yes, Honorable Brosas,
Yes,
please proceed and continue.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, kailan sinabmit ng OVP ang liquidation report ng 2022 confidential funds sa Intelligence and Confidential Fund Audit Office ng Commission on Audit? Yan, Madam Chair, siguro naman masasagot tayo ng OVP, Madam Chair.
Madam Vice President.
I will forgo the opportunity to defend the OVP 2025 budget proposal. By question and answer, I will leave it to the House of Representatives to decide on the proposal.
Honorable Brosas, proceed please.
Yes, Madam Chair, simple questions of dates, no, Madam Chair, hindi na tayo sinasagot. I don't think so nasasagutin niya tayo sa iba pa. So, Madam Chair, let me run down my questions sa iba pa. Madam Chair, yung pagtanong ko sa kailan sinabmit, tapos kung kaya, ibig sabihin yung liquidation report na dated January 10, 2023, it was only submitted to ICFAO on September 18, 2023. And Madam Chair, pinrocess ang confidential funds na ito noong 2022. Tatanungin ko rin sana kung aware ang OVP sa Joint Circular Number 2015-01.
Kindly wind up.
And Madam Chair, for the record, kasi Madam Chair, ang nakalagay sa item 6.2.2.7 no, ng Joint Circular, all cash advances for CF for the confidential fund or intelligence fund shall be liquidated at year-end, Madam Chair. So yun po yung reason kung bakit natin tinatanong kasi lumagpas. Ibig sabihin, hindi nagko-comply ang OVP sa deadline na nakalagay sa joint circular na dapat niliquidate na ang cash advance para sa confidential funds ng 2022 noong December 2022 pa lamang. Yun po yung year-end niya. Pero nakita niyo naman January. So Madam Chair, those are simple questions na kayang-kayang sagutin ng OVP but never na sinagot ng OVP, Madam Chair. So, Madam Chair, sana man lang kahit paligoy-ligoy, hindi sinagot talaga Madam Chair. So, thank you, Madam Chair.
Next to interpolate is
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Yes. Hindi po totoo yung sinasabi ni Representative Brosas na hindi ako sumagot. Hindi sumagot ang Office of the Vice President. We cooperated with the cases in the Supreme Court. There are 4 cases in the Supreme Court. And then we cooperated with all the audit actions of the Commission on Audit. Now, I will forgo the opportunity to defend the Office of the Vice President 2025 budget proposal by question and answer, and I will leave it to the House of Representatives to decide on the proposal.
Madam Chair, last lang, Madam Chair. This is a Congress, Madam Chair.
Matalis lang sa round 2, Honorable Brosas.
Yes, sasabihin ko lang, Madam Chair, na proper forum ito para malaman natin ang lahat. This is a proper forum. Ang Kongreso po ang dapat nag-aalam niya. Thank you.
Right, so next to interpolate is the Honorable Micaela Angela Swansing.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, my line of questioning would be based on the different documents submitted by the Committee on, the Commission on Audit and Compliance to the subpoena Duces Tecum, as well as the accomplishment reports submitted by the Office of the Vice President. So, Madam Chair, I prepared a few slides for presentation to the committee. Madam Chair, may I request for the permission of this committee to show the slides on the screen?
Committee Secretary, kindly upload.
Madam Chair, given the volume of the documents, I have created this chart to summarize all the pertinent information with regard to all of these documents summarized across the different quarters. First, I would like to highlight the number of days by which the 125 million pesos was spent across the 4 quarters. In the first quarter, it was spent within 11 days. That is the period of December 21 to 31, 2022. For the first quarter of 2023, it was spent in 52 days between February and March, 67 days for Q2 2023, and 79 days for Q3 2023. And if you average that out, Madam Chair, as you can see there, we're looking at 11 million, 2 million, 1 million, and another 1 million for each of the quarters. And here, Madam Chair, I would like to now move to the highlights of the findings of the Commission on Audit. So here we will see, I've segmented the 125 million between the two. First is allowed in audit and either disallowed in audit or questioned in audit. So for the first quarter, for the fourth quarter of 2022, which is the subject of the notice of disallowance, we can see here, Madam Chair, that out of the 125 million pesos in confidential funds from utilized from December 21 to 31, 2022, 73.287 million was disallowed in audit by the Commission on Audit, and I will give the Commission on Audit the time as well later to elaborate on that. And 51.7 million was disallowed in audit, rather allowed in audit. Here, Madam Chair, you would see that across the 3 succeeding quarters, while not yet or not subjected to the notice of disallowance, has already received the audit order memorandum with particular findings. So here, Madam Chair, you would see that on average, 53%, 49%, and 28% of the amount in question was questioned by COA in the succeeding AOM. So perhaps, Madam Chair, I will do that as well, divide it per day, just to contextualize it. So for the fourth quarter of 2022, 6.66 million pesos on average daily was disallowed in audit out of the 11.3 million pesos spent by the OVP between the period of December 21 to 31, 1.2 million in the next quarter, 925,000 in the next quarter, and 443,000 in the next quarter. So, Madam Chair, I will stop here for now and throw a question to COA, if I may, Madam Chair, to the Assistant Commissioner. May he please elaborate on the grounds for the fourth quarter of 2022 for the disallowance of the 73 million, which translates to 58.6% of the expenditure. May I ask COA as to the nature of the disallowance, and for the succeeding quarters, may we ask COA, Madam Chair, to elaborate on the nature of the issuance of the questions under the AOM. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Assistant Commissioner Juliano, you have the floor, sir.
Madam Chair, may I be allowed to explain the reason of my presence in this budget hearing?
Yes, please proceed.
This is in connection with the invitation of Honorable Elizalde to our chairperson, Gamaliel Cordova, who is now attending a Senate hearing on the revised audit code of the Philippines. And he instructed me to represent him in relation to the subpoena duces tecum issued by the Committee on Appropriations. I would like to explain that we have a dedicated office that is the Intelligence and Confidential Fund Audit Unit that exclusively audits the Intelligence and Confidential Fund. It is not revealed to any other office, even my office. I am overseeing the special services sector and local government audit sector. Thus, I could not give you the details or the specifics about the audit of the disallowance, and we already submitted our compliance with the committee, and I'm not the proper person to explain the details of the notice of disallowance. Thank you.
Honorable Swansing.
Madam Chair, the reasons behind these disallowances and the questions under the AOM are detailed in the notice of disallowances and the AOM. So in the absence of a response from COA, may I quickly highlight, Madam Chair, the highlights of the different documents?
Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the notice of disallowances, the nature pertain in the non-compliance with item 4.8.5B of Joint Circular number 2015-01, which is the non-submission of documents evidencing success of information gathering and or surveillance activities. And for the others, Madam Chair, COA did not allow the inclusion of rewards of various goods as supplies, as indicated in the menu category. And that is actually, Madam Chair, very similar across the board. You would see that the AOMs have a very similar nature in terms of the questions posed by COA. It really pertains on the same issues at hand. If I may request COMSEC to please move to the next slide.
Yes, but you have 30 seconds left.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will wrap up.
Yes, please.
Slide 3, please. Pakilakihan, please, COMSEC. Here, Madam Chair, as you would see across the board for every single one of the quarters in question, there seems to be a pattern, Madam Chair. Here you can see that the categories are the same in terms of expenditure across the different quarters, which makes sense given that there's a menu within the joint circular for the different categories through which the confidential funds may be utilized. But two things, Madam Chair, that I would like to highlight here. Given that there are differing number of surveillance areas for each of the different periods and the number of days, even though, for example,
kindly wrap up.
Sorry, Madam Chair, my laptop is freezing. Madam Chair, regardless of whether or not the number of areas surveillanced is 111 or the upper bound, which is 132, the pattern of spending seems to be the same across the different quarters. And also the line items questioned by COA in terms of, as you can see here, the ones in orange are the same. It's with regard to the payment of rewards, the provision of medical and food aid, and the payment of incentives and traveling relative to the confidential operation. So, Madam Chair, in this very heavy slide, all I would like to highlight is there seems to be a pattern. There's a pattern in terms of expenditure, regardless of the amount of work entailed, and the pattern as well in terms of questionable categories on the part of COA seems to be the same as well. And Madam Chair, just to close, last na talaga, Madam Chair, next slide. Next slide as well. ComSec, next slide, please. Madam Chair, just to highlight, in peso terms, in terms of percentages, in terms of the notice of disallowance for Q4 2022, siguro po mahalaga for us to contextualize it in terms of peso terms. So for Q4 2022, dun po sa pinag-usapan natin na 125 million pesos in confidential funds na nagastos po in 11 days. Sa bawat 10 piso po na ipinagkatiwala po ng taong bayan sa Office of the Vice President patungkol po dito sa confidential funds, 6 na piso po. 6 na piso sa 10 piso. Yung sa palagay po ng COA ay nagastos sa hindi tamang paraan. So, mahalaga po, Madam Chair, na makita po yon sa ganong konteksto. And looking at the percentages, it seems to be the same in the succeeding quarters. I would not preempt it, given that the audit is still ongoing. But in Q1 2023, that's 5 pesos out of 10 pesos. For Q2 2023, that's 5 pesos as well out of 10 pesos. At sa Q3 2023 ay 3 piso sa 10 piso. So ganun po, Madam Chair, it's important to ask for accountability given the oversight functions of the House as well. Aside from scrutinizing the budget, making sure that we put the right budget where they're needed. It's also the responsibility of the House to exercise oversight and ask for accountability. So, Madam Chair, yun lang po. Gusto lang po natin siguraduhin na nagagastos po sa tama yung kaban ng bayan. Maraming salamat po.
Salamat, Madam Vice President. Do you wish to respond first, Madam Vice President? Or
Point of order.
I think, ma'am, point of order is more important than the answer.
I will repeat what I said earlier. The subject matter, as defined by the chair of this hearing, is the 2025 budget. And yes, it is customary to examine the 2024 budget, but we are having a very, very close and very, very even eloquent examination of the 2022 budget, or 23 budget, for which we have already taken action by removing the confidential funds of the Vice President in the 2024 budget. So I submit again, Madam Chair, that this is not, I mean, if we're talking about oversight, yes, there is oversight of any House committee, but not during the budget hearing of a specific year's budget. So there is a Committee on Public Accountability chaired by Congressman Paduano. So all of those are all venues within the House, not to mention the issue, the legal issue of what is already being discussed in the Supreme Court. So I raise the continuing point of order, Madam Chair, on all of the questions regarding the 2023 budget.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insights. But again,
Madam Chair, there is a point of order. Please rule on the point of order.
We have already, Madam.
It is a must for the chair to rule on the point of order. There is a point of order, Madam Chair.
The chair is speaking. I would like to request members as well to respect
Yes,
the
Madam Chair.
Sandali
That is
lang.
the rule. So the rule says if a point of order is raised, the chair will have to rule on the point of order.
Yes, and the point of order is not to discuss previous years. At kasasabi lang po natin, kaya nga gusto ko pong magsalita. Kanina po, sinabi ko na, pinaliwanag ko na po, na ang previous years ay napaka-importante po. Sinabi ko na po kanina na nung huling plenary debates, pinag-usapan po itong 125 million confidential funds. inutusan po natin ang COA na gawin ang audit, tapusin ng mid-November. Tama, di ba? Inutusan namin kayo na tapusin nyo na ng mabilis. November 2023 tapusin nyo na. Pero since then, hindi pa natin naririnig kung ano ang naging resulta nun. Umaksyon na tayo without even hearing from the COA what the findings were. Ang naging aksyon natin, tinanggal natin from the civilian agencies. I think it is important for us to know once and for all what happened because that will guide us for moving forward. Kasi malay ba natin na mali pala naging aksyon natin. Yun ay piniliwanag ko na. And on the basis of that, I ruled that we stick to our plan and nakasulat po yan sa lahat ng liham natin, sa lahat ng ahensya, hindi lang naman po sa Office of the Vice President. At kung nakikinig po kayo kanina, binasa ko po yung item number 3, which says comparative budget allocation and utilization rate from fiscal year 2019 to 2023. Lahat po ng mga ahensya, sinabihan po natin, nakasama po ang item na to sa pagkikilatis po ng proposed budget for 2025. So with that, let us now proceed to our next interpolator. From the minority, we have
Madam Chair.
No ruling. Whether it is taken, not taken, or no ruling.
It is not taken. And I reiterate the earlier ruling, which is not taken. So we proceed to the next interpolator. From the minority, we have the Honorable Raul.
Madam Chair.
I'm sorry, but we are now proceeding with it unless, yes.
But there was a
sorry.
representative who spoke, so.
Oh, you
Yes.
yes, okay. So, yes, please, you may.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. It seems that Representative Swansing was well prepared when she came, and she already knew the answers. In fact, she had this drama to ask the Commission on Audit representative here, but when he was not able to answer, she had the answer already to her question. So, Madam Chair, may I request that only representatives who have questions be allowed to speak? That is not a motion, that is a request to you as the presiding officer. Yan namang tanong eh.
Yes, Madam Vice President, we note your request. And with that, we move on to our...
I have a question of clarification.
Yes, our Honorable
Your
Lawyer
statement,
Macapagal-Arroyo, please.
you quoted your letter saying that you want the utilization rate for previous years. It was not a letter asking for how the budgets were expended, especially on questions that we, as a House, decided on already last year.
Yes, Madam, it says comparative budget allocation. So that phrase is interpreted as how the fund was used. So I hope that is a sufficient explanation. And with that, we proceed to our next interpolator. From the minority, we have the Honorable Raul Manuel.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, kaya naman natin to ginagawa dahil bilang mga public officials, responsibilidad po natin ito sa taong bayan na nanonood po sa atin kung paano natin ginagastos ang pera ng taong bayan, Madam Chair. So, as to my question, since the Vice President also served as DepEd Secretary, in fact, wala po siyang separate basic salary nung siya ay DepEd Secretary, kaya actually intertwined din, no? Tumatagos yung role niya as VP and as DepEd Secretary. So I have questions, Madam Chair, dun sa confidential funds for 2023 ng Department of Education, and if the resource person would want to answer, andyan naman po yung opportunity na binubukas sa kanya ng Kamara. So Madam Chair, can we confirm from the Vice President na nag-submit ng accomplishment report sa paggamit ng DepEd confidential funds for 2023 sa Senate President at sa Speaker of the House?
Madam Vice President.
Madam Chair, the Office of the Vice President and the Department of Education have separate mandates. the roles of the Vice President and the Secretary of Education are not intertwined. And Madam Chair, I cannot speak for the Department of Education as I am not the Secretary anymore. Again, Madam Chair, hindi pala DepEd pala ito, no? O sige, tanong mo si DepEd yan.
Honorable Manuel,
Madam
proceed.
Chair, iba na po ang DepEd Secretary natin ngayon na hindi naman nag-request ng confidential fund. Ang nag-request po noon as the DepEd Secretary ay ang Vice President. And Madam Chair, in all agencies, lagi ini-invoke national security, pag-target din sa mga suspected na mga grupo. So yung ganong tinake on na mandato, Madam Chair, kahit originally wala naman talaga yun sa OVP tsaka DepEd, tinake on ng resource person. Kaya ngayon hindi dapat iwasan na sagutin din yun given ang tinake on na tasks ng resource person. Kasi Madam Chair, sige kung hindi po niya sasagutin, sa accomplishment report kasi for the first quarter of 2023, nabanggit po doon na yung confidential funds ng DepEd ginamit sa counter-insurgency program, prevention of recruitment by rebel and leftist groups among students and teachers. Meron din, Madam Chair, anti-terrorism programs, including the gathering of necessary information to implement peace and order within DepEd. Pareho din ang actual outcome tsaka ang kinlaim na accomplishments, Madam Chair, for second quarter and third quarter of 2023. So, gusto nating i-present din sa committee na ito, Madam Chair, na sa mga dokumento na sinubmit din ng Commission on Audit, part po ng certification sa paggamit ng DepEd Confidential Fund ay galing sa mga military units. And Madam Chair, we have copies of those documents. Ang DepEd use of confidential funds in partnership with the 1st Infantry Division of Zamboanga del Sur, 5th Infantry Division of Isabela, 7th Infantry Division of Nueva Ecija, 9th Infantry Division of Camarines Sur. At ang mga activities nila, Madam Chair, ay mga youth leadership summits, yun po yung tawag nila doon, at mga information education campaigns. Now, can we present yung slide, Madam Chair? May pinipare po tayo as a sample sa ano yung mga pinapamahagi ng mga pamphlets sa ganitong mga di umano'y Youth Leadership Summit tsaka Information Education Campaign. Ayun, Madam Chair, ang sabi po dyan, kapag nagsuot ka lang ng flag na may nakasulat na Serve the People, di ba, Madam Chair, napakagandang pakinggan, pero para po sa DepEd, Madam Chair, ang mga nagsusuot daw ng ganon dapat i-report sa DepEd. At bahagi po ng paggamit nila ng confidential fund ay pagpapakalat ng ganitong napaka-malicious na kaisipan, Madam Chair. And given that we already have a Supreme Court ruling na nagsasabing nakakapahamak sa buhay na ating mga bata, mga kabataan, ang ganitong mga tipo ng propaganda, Madam Chair, it seems na para pala sa DepEd, accomplishment ang pagpapahamak ng buhay ng mga estudyante at ng mga teacher. In fact, under the now resigned DepEd Secretary, they violated their own order, Madam Chair. They have a department order number 32, series of 2019, ang sabi doon, Madam Chair, ay bawal, and I quote, schools shall not be utilized for military purposes. This includes the conduct of anti-insurgency information activities or such other related uses that may endanger the lives of learners and school personnel. So, Madam Chair, lumala yung education crisis, pero
30 seconds.
Yun pa ang naging paggamit ng DepEd confidential funds, Madam Chair. Next slide, Madam Chair, so we can wrap up. Ganito yung breakdown ng paggamit ng DepEd confidential funds, Madam Chair. Kung mapapansin, gumamit lang for first, second, and third quarter. Tapos, Madam Chair, bawat quarter, pare-pareho yung amounts ng paggamit, 37.5 million pesos. And this is confirmed by the audit observation memo ng COA, Madam Chair. And Madam Chair, we take note, June, July, which falls in the second and third quarter, wala pong pasok. sa mga paaralan. So yung question natin, ano yung ginawa ng DepEd at bakit magkakapareho yung rates ng paggamit ng confidential funds? So ang isa sa makikita natin dito, Madam Chair, we can't deny no, na it seems ay kaduda-duda yung ganong pinepresent ng DepEd na paggamit ng confidential funds. Yun na lang, Madam Chair. Salamat.
Madam Vice President.
Yes. Madam Chair, the invitation for this budget hearing was the budget proposal of fiscal year 2025 of the Office of the Vice President. I request that the questions, Madam Chair, be related to the subject of the budget hearing, which is the OVP 2025 budget proposal. And Madam Chair, you will allow me this because you allowed him to speak about DepEd, which is not related to OVP. According to Kate and Ida, the former secretary of the CPP-NPA's Sub-Regional Committee 5, revealing concerning associations of Representative Raul Manuel with the NPA units in Southern Mindanao, alleging that he visited
Madam Chair, point of order.
Sitio Bolo, Barangay Daguhoy, Talingot, Davao del Norte
Vice
in 2017. And his alleged connections with the CPP-NPA coupled with the recruitment activities involving Kabataan Party List. Rendell, who was missing for 11 months and
Madam
came
Chair,
home
point of
in a
order, Madam
coffin.
Chair.
And came home in a coffin.
Yung sinasabi po ng ating Vice President ay allege. So, ang ibig sabihin niyan, marites or galing yan sa chismis.
Okay, so,
hindi natin
galing po ito sa
Madam
NPFL
Chair, ang Office of the Vice President.
Let Chair rule. So yes, we will take note of the request of our Madam Vice President. Let's stick to our topic. Okay, so with that, we shall proceed to our next member. From the majority, we have our Deputy Majority Leader, the Honorable Leanda Bonilla.
Madam Chair. Sinasabi po dito ng COA na the OBP nag-disallowed po ang amount of 73 million because of the non-submission of documents evidencing the success of information and or surveillance activities to support the acknowledgement receipts for payments, so on. Ibig sabihin po nito yung sinasabi po ng COA na ang purpose for which that confidential funds is intended for ay hindi po na-achieve. Diga po. So kaya po nililinaw natin ito. Dahil gusto ko nga po na bawat peso na nilalagay natin sa pondo ng gobyerno ay sigurado na nagagamit ng tama at hindi nasasayang. Pero dahil po dito sa findings sa itong ng COA, lumalabas po may nasayang na pondo. Ngayon, ginagalang po natin ang ating Vice Presidente na hindi sumagot sa mga katanungan kung hindi po siya komportableng sumagot. Pero gusto ko rin pong itanong na nung mag-submit po sila ng liquidation of cash advance, ano po ba ang naging sagot ng COA dito?
Madam Vice President.
I think that question is best asked directed to the Commission on Audit, not to the Office of the Vice President. Madam Chair, this is an example of the point of order raised by the Honorable Macapagal Arroyo. The issue that the issue that you are taking up is in the budget of 2023. Now, if you want comparative, you compare 2024 and 2025. Sa 2024, wala nang confidential funds. So, hindi na siya germane sa discussion ng proposal ng 2025 budget. Yan yung pino-point of order kanina. Exactly kung ano sinasabi niya.
Yes, Madam Vice President, noted, but we have already ruled on that point of order introduced earlier, which is that it was not taken and it was already explained. So please proceed, ma'am.
Madam Chair, ako po ay hindi nagtatanong po tungkol doon sa comparative. Ano po, ang gusto ko lamang pong maging malinawan po ay yung sinasabi ko po, in fact, ako po ay may isasubmit at po propose sa bill about impact institutionalizing impact evaluation, especially for the big ticket projects of the government. Kasi mahalaga po ito. Pag tayo po yung nagprepara ng budget, dapat we set a direction, and we cannot set a direction without looking back at what we have done in the past. Yun po ang aking punto dito. Hindi po ako nagko-compare. Ano po, yun lamang po ang pinupuntos ko. Anyway, Madam Chair, lumalabas po, dahil po ng may notice of disallowance, ay hindi po na-clear yung liquidation report ng Office of the Vice President, kaya po nagkaroon ng AOM and then a notice of disallowance. Ngayon, ang tanong ko po ngayon ay sa COA na. Kung sasagot po tayo ng COA, Madam Chair, kasi po, sinabi po niya kanina, nilinaw po niya kanina, nag-issue nga sila ng notice of disallowance, pero hindi nangangahulugan na may illegal o maling ginawa. Tama po baga? Ano po? Tama po, dahil ito po ay appealable pa at hindi pa ito final. Tama po?
Asko Juliano.
Apo, nung nag-issue po na notice of disallowance, ibig sabihin mo may nakitang problema yung auditor. Okay. Hindi compliant siya sa COA audit rules. But ang sinasabi po namin, hindi pa po final yung determination ng auditor kasi may level pa po yan ng appeal sa Commission proper and then sa Supreme Court.
Okay. Pero gusto ko
kung ma-affirm lang po yung disallowance, doon lang po masasabi na tama talaga yung evaluation ng auditor.
Pero bakit po ganito ang sinasabi sa Memorandum Circular 2015-01? Ganito po dinefine ang notice of disallowance. Joint Circular number 215.01 at 3.19 po ito. Notice of disallowance refers to a written notification to the head of agency and the accountant informing and requiring the person liable to restitute the amount of confidential fund or intelligence fund disapproved, disallowed in audit either in whole or in part as a result of illegal, irregular, or improper disbursement expenditure of such fund. Ito po ang definition ng definition ng notice of allowance. Pero notice of disallowance, nag-issue po kayo ng notice of disallowance. Ito po yung definition do sa joint circular ng notice of disallowance.
Tama naman po yung definition. Yan din po yung definition